Hello, everybody. Welcome to Black Soul Network Sunday service. I'm super excited about today's Sunday service because we are being joined by a dynamic and amazing group of panelists. Okay, today, the focus of today is to talk about Black Sewing Network's International Sewing Day of Service, and I could not have done it without the women that you see on this panel. So yes, for those that don't know, Black Sewing Network is collaborating with some amazing organizations across the sewing community on November 15th, across 7 cities, not just one, two, but 7 cities. And today I brought each of these ladies to talk about their respective organizations, what they'll be doing for the day of service, and just so you can get to know them. I know you know many of them already, but you just never know. And I just wanted to introduce you to these amazing women that I have had the fortune and being blessed to know. Okay, so without further ado, ladies, can you give us a quick 1 minute intro of who you are? Let the community know who you are, sort of what you specialize in, and sort of what you're most excited about as it pertains to this initiative we're doing. I'll start with Dr. Jen. Sorry, let's just do a round table. Dr. Jen, go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Hale, affectionately known as Dr. Jen. I am the quilter of the group for Black Sewing Network. I am most excited because, of course, we're doing something else in Philly. And, I absolutely support any causes for sewing and quilting in the Philadelphia area. As a quilter, I'm used to supporting those. We do pillowcases for cancer, things like that. So I am so excited to be here and to be with these powerhouses across the country and the world.
Thank you, Dr. Jen, so much for joining us, and I'm so glad to have her on the Philly team. Next up, we have the amazing Mia. She's not from Chi Town, but she
Hi.
reigns from Chi Town. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, Mia.
Hi, my name is Mia Purcell, and I'm one of the organizers of Chicago Sews. Chicago Sews is an inclusive meetup sewing guild that regularly hosts both in person and virtual events. Those events are aimed at educating and informing and inspiring sewists, really all from everywhere. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in Chicago to participate. We are about a 1,000 plus member sewing group, but 1,000 members, those are accounts. Those are usernames and passwords. We
Yeah.
have a smaller but a highly engaged community of dedicated sewists, and we are highly engaged in our social media platforms, our e-newsletter. We also have a newsletter on Substack, and super excited that Black Sewing Network has launched their Substack newsletter too. And yeah, I'm one of the 4 organizers that are, yeah, representing Chicago Sales.
Thank you so much for being here, Mia, and for all the work that you're doing, as well as the other organizers. We love working with you all. And listen, if you're in the Chicago area, they know how to throw a good party, okay? Chicago Souls is a good time. And next up, we have, let's see, Diana. I'm trying to bring you to the spotlight, girl. Hold on. Now, okay. Okay, StreamYard. Hold on, y'all. Technical. Okay, hold on. I'm bringing her to the stage. Hold on. Here we go. Diana, the floor is yours.
Yes, hi everyone. I am excited to be here and I'm excited to be part of this initiative. So it's Joy and I, she couldn't attend today. But so what I do, it's 26 by Diana. I'm here in the community. I sew and I share what I do. I like to make a garment for every event I attend. And I also co-host South Florida Folktales. I co-host Soflo Souls, which is going to be the soft launch with this initiative. And I also have Soflo Connect, where we educate and we try to meet and do all the good things. So what I'm most excited about this is the fact that not only, we are here to learn and do the good things. I appreciate that Black Sewing Network is gathering all of us to give back to the community. Because sometimes you think about certain things and you don't even know where to start. But when we have such initiative that allows us to come together and give back to the community, it's such an amazing thing. So that's why we are here.
Thank you so much, Diana. That was perfectly said. I couldn't have said it better myself. Next up, we have my girl Ashley, also known as Bertha to these Instagram streets. So, Bertha, introduce yourself to the folks. And do you prefer Ashley or Bertha? Everyone wants to know.
I'm indifferent. It really just depends on how you meet me. I'll
Okay.
answer to both. Like most people who have met me in real life first know me as Ashley. But Bertha was a nickname, family nickname, and I kind of use that as a little brand for myself. So either one, whichever way you remember me as, just call me that.
Okay, perfect. Hold on. Do we have Bertha as in the spotlight or did I? Okay, no, hold on. Let's go. Okay, there you go. You're back. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So tell everyone a little bit about yourself. The organization that you're representing, which is Baltimore Frogtails, and you also have
Mhm.
another organization now I want you to talk about. And just speak to sort of your like who you are as a
Okay.
person and a soloist.
Okay, well, like I said, I am Ashley, also known as Bertha. I am a sewist. I specialize more so in garment sewing. And I am one of four organizers of Be More Frock Tales. We've had two events so far. Looking forward to having another one next year. And I also have a personal business called Creative Vibe LLC, which is where I do a lot of customizations of things and like t-shirts and bags and all those sorts of things. I actually featured it at a Frock Tales event. So um, yeah, I am really excited about this initiative because it's kind of given me a kick towards something that I've been kind of having as a goal for myself for a while now, getting out there and like teaching people and getting more in the community, teaching people about sewing and sustainable fashion and how you can kind of get into that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Next up, we have Monica, who is no stranger to the community, right? Why do they keep putting you in there, Diane? I don't know. Sorry, girl. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. Here we go. There's Monica. Okay, girl, who is a woman that wears many different hats and for different organizations. So you're representing a couple organizations today as well, Monica. I want you to speak to you, your platform, as well as like sort of like what you're celebrating because this is also a celebratory event for
Yeah,
you and your organizations as well. Go ahead.
perfect. Thank you, Carmen, and thank you for hosting this. Hi, everyone. I'm Monica, also known as That's So Monica, and I am the host of Sew Your View, founder of Project Sew, and co-founder of Sorority. With Project Sew, we are a local sewing community here. We meet monthly to create and grow together. Sew Your View is our online challenge where sewists from everywhere come together to sew the same patterns as well as share their unique styles. And then with Sorority, we are our retreat experiences, which some of you have attended. We based it on the fact of a fun way of saying sorority, but it's sorority. And we bring together community, fellowship, sisterhood, brotherhood, as well as service. And service is what we're doing here today. Everything I do is about bringing people together through sewing. So whether you want to learn, create, or make new friends, that's where it's all about. So with Project Sew, we are celebrating, actually it is going on 11 years of Project Sew. So that's what we're doing, but we wanted to make sure that we are focused on community for this November 15th day. So with sorority, we'll be celebrating 5 years. And
Yay!
right? Um,
Congratulations. Everybody drop some claps in the chat. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. And we're so excited. And with that, we are having our community service joining into Project Sew. So we're also teaming up with Carmen's organization, that Black Sewing Network, that they'll be doing the bags. And I know she'll be touching a little bit on that. And then we'll talk about the projects later, right? Is that correct?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. We will.
perfect,
That's fine.
perfect. But I love sewing. You guys can see it. Join our communities if you're in the local Dallas Fort Worth area. Definitely come on out to Project Sew.
We love it. And actually, Monica, your organization is what inspired me to do this kind of in-person event because listen, you're not new to this, you're true to this. How long has Project Show been around?
10 years. We're going
10
actually.
years, right? Yeah. That's another listen. Big ups to you. So Product Sew and Chicago Sews who regularly get together. I think, BSN is it's a great sort of organization, but we're mainly digital. So organizations like Project Sew and Chicago Sews have inspired me to do more regular in-person events. So thank you for that, for serving as inspiration for us.
Love
Okay,
it.
I don't know how long we have her, so we got Chris. We got Chris on the line. I want to use this
Hey
opportunity. Chris, talk
everybody.
about. So yes, Chris. Chris, introduce yourself. Introduce your initiative, which I think is amazing because Chris is literally starting at ground zero, y'all. If y'all have an extra couple coins, okay, let's use that our tithes and offering. I included a link to where you can donate to Montserrat efforts, but I'll let her speak more to it because and Chris, give us the full shebang because again, I know you only can be here for a quick second.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hi everybody. Happy Sunday. My name is Chris. You might know me as on social over on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. I am your resident island girl sewist. I hail from a tiny ass island called Montserrat in the Caribbean. Our population is less than 4,000 people. And I was super, super excited that Carmen saw the potential in me and invited me to be a part of this initiative. So shout out to Carmen for bringing this initiative together and all of this amazing talent throughout. You gotta love Carmen. For my project, I'm starting from ground zero, as Carmen told you. I'm gonna be working along with the Brownies. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Brownies are a subsection of the Girl Guiding Association. Something similar to that would be like Girl Scouts, and I selected 10 brownies who I am going to be teaching the basics of how to sew. So I'm hoping on November the 15th to assemble with my 10 brownies. I'm going to be showing them basic machine work. Fingers crossed, I get myself enough machines in order to be able to do this. And then together, we're going to be sewing up pillowcases to donate to a local elderly care home. So, yeah.
We love it. We love to see it. But thank you so much for joining in on it. But yes, she has to buy all the machines, y'all, for these little girls. So I know with a lot of our other initiatives, we're bringing the machines. A lot of us are equipped with the, tools and the machines. So we're able to say, yes, bring your machines to this event. But Chris, on the other hand, she is kind of in the minority, and there are not a lot of sewists on her island. So any sort of assistance you guys can provide and donating to her will be greatly appreciated. Again, I've dropped, if you go to events.blackzone, I thought I dropped the link in there. I've included a link to where you guys can donate. It should be clickable. So yeah, even if it's $5, $10, it will be very helpful. So anyway, thanks so much,
Absolutely.
Chris. You're more than welcome to stick on as long as you can. I know that there are rules where you are, so we
Girl.
appreciate you being we appreciate you being here for the amount of time you can be here. So yeah, so back to the agenda, y'all, because I'm trying to stay on task because there's a lot of us on this panel. So essentially, Black Sewing Network is we're like Dr. Jen said, we're in Philly. So I'm in Philly, Dr. Jen's in Philly. But we are representing and hailing from different parts of the country, the Midwest, the South, the Caribbean. And we are so thankful to everybody that is participating in this effort. So I want to kind of go into speak to what each of the organizations is doing. And I guess I can kind of start so Black Summer Network, what we're going to do in Philly as well as Dallas and South Florida is we are going to be making these wet bags. I'm trying to spotlight myself. Here we go. Okay. We're going to be making wet bags, y'all. So essentially what wet bags are they are zipper pouches, right? A lot of people really wanted to make the reusable pads. I will share the pattern for the reusable pads, but the reusable pads are a lot more involved of a process, and I thought this was probably going to be easier to set up as an assembly line. It has a pocket in the front, it has a zipper, and literally like three pattern pieces. It's super easy. I know a few folks hit me up asking, like, well, if I'm not comfortable with zippers, can I come? Absolutely. You can create the stitching for the line, like the hem for the pockets. We're going to have a table dedicated to that. You can sort of stitch the ribbon to the side of the bag. So I'm figuring out, so I just literally did the pattern yesterday. I posted the video for that. So yeah, you can, like, depending on the location, South Florida's doing it as well as Dallas. Dallas will have some bag makers in the building like Renee and Nicole that could definitely help you guys out. I'll be there. Dr. Jen will be there in Philly to help you out in making them. But a pattern will be provided with directions, and I'm going to try to do my first like little tutorial on how to do it video wise. So you will be equipped in advance with what is necessary to create these bags. They are great scrap busters. And they are get quarter. What do you call it, Diana? Fat quarter friendly. So if you have
Fat
any fat
quarters,
quarter,
yes.
yeah, if you have any fat quarters, the quilters know about that. Apparently, that's your thing. If you have any of those sort of in the wings, definitely bring those scraps. I know in Philly, I went and manhandled one of the fabric stores, so they donated some bolts of fabric. So Philly, I think we're covered for the fabrics, but we're also doing fabric collection for the organization that we're supporting, which is the Pan African Sisterhood Health Initiative. So we'll be donating fabric that they can use for these zipper pouches. And they take cotton on the outside, so cotton or ankara or African fabric. It's okay if it's a slight blend. And on the inside, I just have some waterproof canvas. You can use like shower curtains. You want something waterproof-ish on the inside. So again, very easy to sew. I'll be, talking about it on BSN's platform as well as my personal platform over the next couple of weeks. But it's really easy to sew. But this is essentially the sort of pad that everybody's been asking about. It's a more involved process, but again, Black Sewing Network as a part of this initiative, they don't have a pattern for this. So I'll be working with probably Renee, somebody else offered, Tony offered to create a pattern. And we'll also be creating a digital pattern to gift to the organization. Okay. So in Philly, we'll be there from at the location. It's located in West Philadelphia, a Black owned spot. Y'all know I try to support that where we can from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it'll be long, y'all. Actually, we can stay till 4, but y'all won't have to help with the cleanup if y'all want to stay later. In Philly, we will also be providing food, including Wawa pretzels. Okay, the highly coveted Wawa pretzels. So yeah, 10 to 3. It'll be a good time. We'll have music going. It'll be super vibey. So yeah, definitely come to Philly and check us out. So West Philadelphia, for those that are familiar, will be on City Avenue in Haverford. Is that considered West Philly, Dr. Jen? Like West, you know what I'm talking about? On City and
Yeah,
Haverford by that McDonald's. That's technically West Philly, right?
that's the bougie section. It's Overbrook.
Okay, Overbrook, whatever. It's West Philly now. It's West Philly anyway. So yeah, I will let Mia talk next to the Chicago Souls agenda. So yeah, we'll be sewing from, and I'll create an official agenda for the Philly event in terms of timing. But yeah, be there the whole time. Be there because we pay for it. It costs money to rent these spaces. So I would prefer y'all not just pop in and just come, bring your sewing machine, and I'll feed y'all. Thank you. Philly, y'all don't have to bring the fabric to Philly. It would be great because again, all the extra fabric I'll be donating directly to the organization. So I'm trying to like collect. Like I think this is great fabric. Like again, if you have fat quarters, if you have any Ankara laying around, which I feel like a lot of us do, bring it so it will go to good use because I know it's collecting dust in your stashes. Okay. All right, Mia, you next. Go ahead, girl.
All righty. Here in Chicago, we are hosting a Mendathon where we are asking our members to bring their sewing skills, their sewing machines. We call that the BYOM, Bring Your Own Machine event, and help us to stitch old garments into having a second life. Here in Chicago, we're just coming off of the heels of Chicago Fashion Week. And one of the things that I learned while talking to designers is that there really is a gap in that sewing skill, that sewing knowledge that would be able to take their designs from concept to really the runway. A lot of designers actually don't know how to sew. And so that got me thinking, how we as Chicago Sews can also help to serve that gap, particularly fashion students, etc. And just at large, we have a skill, we have a passion, we have a hobby, we have the know-how, and many of us have the equipment. And as Carmen just said, excess and excess of materials just lying around. How can we serve our community? So we're super excited to be collaborating and being a part of this international day of service by hosting a Mendathon. And what we want to do is encourage people in the community to bring out your worn jeans or shirts or just anything that really needs some mending care. Simple stitches. We're not trying to alter bridal gowns here, right?
Right, right,
We
right.
no, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is helping your loved items and your loved garments last a little longer. There is a gap in the sewing knowledge, as I mentioned, because sewing is not something that was hugely popular prior to COVID, and it just kind of came back. And we want to also, through this initiative, encourage people to learn how to sew themselves. So, like, watch us as we are mending your garment. It's really, really easy to simply sew straight stitches, and maybe we can inspire people in the community to become sewists, really. And so that's what we're doing. What we're excited about is the Mendathon. The event is posted on our meetup page, which is Chicago Sews. We also have it, I'm sure, posted on Instagram. Our Insta is also Chicago Sews, and we have a website too. Yeah, it's free, and if you sew and love to sew and you just want to be a part of the vibe and enjoy the energy, feel free to come anyway. You can work on your own projects. We love to have people that love to sew in the room. So yeah, that's what we're doing on November the 15th. Super excited about it. It's our first time doing a community service project, so we're
Love
over the
it.
moon. Yes, so particularly thrilled and applaud you, Carmen, and Black Sewing Network for putting this initiative together, because it really speaks to what we all love anyway, which is sewing and being able to give that love back into our communities.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mia, for speaking to that. Yes, because you guys do have a great dynamic organization, and like we appreciate you participating in. But can you give us some examples of project, like some what mend worthy opportunities? Is it like the hem? Are you guys gonna like take up the hems on some stuff? Is it stuff that has holes in it, patchwork stuff? Can you kind of give maybe three examples of stuff to bring in?
Sure, we're thinking of like shirts or tops that are missing their buttons, and if
Mhm.
you're not particularly picky about the buttons that we use to replace your missing buttons, or loose buttons that need to be secured back down to the garment, happy to do that. If there's a small blanket with a hole in it that needs some patching or some mending, there may be something that's a family heirloom or something that you really, really want to, make sure it gets fixed. And yeah, we can definitely run that through our machines. A ripped pillowcase, a jacket with a torn, seam, anything with a ripped seam, because seams can really be easy to repair because the ribs are along the seams.
Yeah.
So things like that we are happy to fix, and we are not charging. I should mention that this is not free. We love to welcome anyone to that want to give a donation. We certainly take donations, but this is not a fee for service initiative for us. This is truly a service from the heart. So we are there to mend very basic mending and fixes that your garments or home projects or placemats, or we're coming up on the holidays. Maybe you have that runner for your dining table that you want to use for Thanksgiving, and oh my goodness, the binding is falling off, and you just need someone to tack that down so that you can put your beautiful turkey and your mashed potatoes on your table.
Right. Right.
I'm thinking
You said
about food.
you
Speaking of
right.
food,
Right.
we
You
will
said let's
also
keep it
have
simple here.
we will also have vittles. So there'll be some snacks, some drinks. So feel free to come on out. It will be at the Skokie Library in the Skokie neighborhood. We just had our last in-person event there, and the space is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, this particular library space is absolutely phenomenal. Very well lit. Tables and chairs. Um, on wheels that makes things easily configurable for us. They have a wonderful, big, huge projector screen and HV input, so we can run video, we can run audio, of course, free Wi-Fi. We had a section of the room that was dedicated to pressing, ironing, cutting, so it facilitates easily the kinds of things that we sewists need. We need to be able to spread
Right.
out. We need to be able to have, breathing room and lay our projects out and cut if we need to, iron, of course. Yeah, so it's a really lovely space, nice and bright with big, beautiful windows. So yeah, come on through. We
Yeah,
want
she
to see
said
you all.
vittles. She sure did say vittles. Bring your vittles. You know what that
Yes.
is, Tania. Girl, keep it cute. Yes. But I've included a link to where you all can register a few times. But of course, we have our BSN event site. We had all the access to all the events. But I'm trying to drop the link to each event as each speaker is talking. So yes, definitely register. It is a free event. Chicago, like the Chicago crew is so fun. Anna J says she's gonna be there. Auntie Carol, is you coming out? What's up? Auntie Carol was a good time. Brittany
Yes.
will be there. B Chantel. And yeah, they're just a cool group. I love Chi-Town. It's the closest thing to Philly. Like I feel like, yeah, Chicago is a fun group. So yeah, definitely link up with them. And yeah, but since Kizzy is asking all these questions, I'm gonna bring Diana to the stage next because Kizzy wants to know. She needs to know. Hold, hold on. One more thing, Mia. What time are Chicago meeting? Sorry.
Okay, it's from 12 noon to 4 p.m.
So 4 hours. 4 hours. Be
Yes.
there or be square. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now we got Diana, girl, because Kizzy has all the
She
questions.
has all the
Okay.
questions. Okay, so and as I said previously, I love the sewing community, and when you bought this initiative, I would have jumped on it any way you presented it, because Monica knows I've been trying to do in person
Mhm.
sewing for the longest, and because there was a sense of urgency for this, because we're doing a service day, we were on it looking for a space, and I spoke to Carmen about it. We were looking for space, and let me tell you, South Florida is crazy.
Yeah.
The prices, there's nothing free, there's nothing,
Please let them know.
yeah, there's nothing free, there's nothing community oriented, like, oh, it's for the community, okay, let's do it. No. So we were on it. I'm part of a influencer chat, and they were highly referring a spot, right? So it's called the Co-Space, and it's in Miami Gardens. I
And
reached
can you
out.
tell us what that is in reference to Miami and South Florida? Can you give us some perspective there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the space is for it's like a co-working space,
Okay.
right? So what she does is, let's say I would want to have a business meeting. She has the space for that. She does sip and sews, or she does sip and paint. If you want to record a podcast, she has a podcast room and everything. So I reached out and I was telling her, this is the initiative, this is the idea, this is what I do, this is who I am. And she jumped on the opportunity, and I was like, oh my god. She said, okay, this is what we can do, this is what we can do, and I'll sponsor a few hours so you guys can have time. So we have a portion of the time that's being sponsored by the space.
Awesome.
So this got me excited, and so we are waiting for the community to come out. We are waiting for people to come and be part of the initiative and participate. Let's make these wet bags, let's give back to the community.
So in terms of Kizzy wants to know if you guys will be providing the fabric. I definitely can donate some fabric, but are you guys good on like the fabric and
Yes. So
okay.
if you visit the website, we have a page there, and it mentions everything. We're providing everything: the fabric, the zippers, where you bring your thread and your machine and the tools that you need. We'll
Yep.
have 2 hours dedicated for just that project, right?
Yep.
So we want to have enough time to create a few wet bags, because it looks like a seemingly easy process,
It
right?
is,
So we
yeah.
want to dedicate 2 hours to do the bags, and then we'll have open sew. Since it's going to be the first one, we do want to have some time, some fun time. And then yes, we'll be providing the fabric and the zippers. So bring your machine, your thread, and your tools. We'll have
Okay.
a cutting station, ironing station. The space is beautiful. I'll share a video. I have a little video to share about them being our sponsors, but the place is amazing. Amazing.
So make sure y'all register. How many spots do you guys have available?
We have 15 spots available. The
Okay.
the place can hold up to 30 people with tables, and each table have their own adapters. So 2 people can be on one table, sitting across from each other at the
Okay.
opposite angle. And then there's room for at least 30 people, but we have 15 tickets.
All right, y'all. Grab it. Grab your tickets here. Kizzy, make sure you sign up. Sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. And what time will you guys be there? And remember to bring your own project. So every event won't
Yes.
be dedicated to the entire. Like you don't have to sew the entire time.
So from 9 to 11, we'll
Yeah.
have the project for the give back. And from 11 to 3, it's going to be open source. So bring
Okay.
your own project, anything that you started, that you want to finish, anything that you have a question, a concern, everywhere you're stuck. That's what we want to start, a safe space where we can come, learn, have fun, and so together.
We love it. We love it. So yes, I dropped the link, but we also again have events.blacksonnetwork.com where you can join and register for each event. So yeah, definitely register because if this one is successful, Diana, will you guys have more events like this?
Yes, yes, absolutely. We are,
Exactly.
yeah,
Okay. Y'all be
the
wanting products.
beginning.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of our open source season. Yes.
Amen. Amen to that. So y'all better make sure y'all sign up and tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Ashley, aka Bertha. Can you tell us a little bit about your event, the time, how many more volunteers you need, and what you'll be doing for your respective event?
Okay, so for my event, I will be teaching some girls from the Girls Empowerment Mission organization in Baltimore. It is a organization through Living Classrooms that works with teenage girls at a high school in Baltimore County. Um, in an underserved community, and just bringing them the tools to become powerful independent women as they grow up. So I will be teaching them how to make drawstring backpacks. I got that idea from home ec when I was in like middle school. I realized
Right.
they don't actually have home ec anymore, so people don't have those useful skills that they used to teach from then. So yeah, I'll be doing a drawstring backpack, and then with any space or any time after they complete the backpack is left over, I'll also be bringing like patches and like transfers and stuff, so they'll be able to actually like customize their backpacks too.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
so we'll be having a few volunteers. We have about 5 right now, so I think I need about like 3 or 4 more, just to help assist with each sewing machine that we'll have. The space will be at Handcraft Happy Hour. It's in Hamden in Baltimore City from
Mhm.
2 to 5 p.m. And they will be providing the sewing machines. Well, they'll be renting out the sewing machines. I had to pay for them and the space, but yeah, so all of that will be provided. I'll be using fabric from the fabric swaps that Baltimore has every quarter.
Okay.
So they'll be having a fabric swap next week, actually. So I'll be getting all the fabric from there. However, if you have any fabric that you would like to donate, you are more than welcome to send a DM to at Made by Bertha on Instagram, and I will make those arrangements to pick them up or let you know where to send them or anything like that.
What kind of fabric are
And
you looking for?
just like a thick cotton fabric, more so, just to
Uh,
keep it simple, easy to
how
work with.
how many so I know you're still like kind of waiting for them. How many bags will the girls be making?
I was thinking one per girl.
So what kind of
So
supplies do you need?
yeah, so probably about 10. I'm still waiting for a few of them to RSVP, so I can get a final number or a final head count on the teenage girls that will be there, and their mentors will be there too, just for supervision purposes and all of that. But focusing mainly on teaching the teenage girls how to get those basic sewing fundamentals so that hopefully they can use that in future projects and future partnerships with them or other youth organizations that want to kind of dip their toe into sustainable fashion and
We
learning
love
how to
it.
sew and do things like that.
Okay, so your event is from 2 to 5 in the Hampton location of
Mhm.
Baltimore. They are looking for about 3 to 4 more volunteers to help out with the girls. If you are willing to donate financially or fabric, so how much fabric does each drawstring? What about a yard of fabric?
Yeah, not more than a yard. So
So yeah, if you
I'd like a
let's
3/4 to a yard.
yeah. So
I would say a
donation.
yard just to be safe.
Yeah, a yard of fabric. So if y'all, I know y'all got 10 yards of fabric laying around. Stop playing. Stop playing. And so what else does it need? Like the drawstring, like cording, or are you using
Yes.
elastic? Are you using
Yeah. So
elastic?
they'll be using like the cording for
Okay,
the
so the cording.
drawstring.
And what
Mhm.
about for the straps to hang out? So that all that cording goes kind of in. Okay, y'all,
Yeah,
cording
all
and
that cording
fabric.
goes in, and we're not
Okay.
doing grommets or anything like that. It's just going to be like sewn into the little
Casing.
down
Yeah.
there.
All right, y'all. So this is super simple. Again, let's contribute and donate. You'll donate fabric. Okay, we have some fabric donors in the house. Thank you,
Hey.
T. Thank you so much.
Thank
What is
you.
StreamYard? Get it together. StreamYard, don't piss me off today. Anyway, thank you, T. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, we're all accepting fabric donations, but yes, send it to Bertha if you got some. And Bertha, let us know when you've hit your quota for fabric. And she's also accepting financial. Because how much are they? You said they're charging for the machine rentals, right?
Correct.
All right, so I'll drop a link where you guys can donate to her if you guys want to donate to those rentals as well. Because again, events cost y'all. Even when they're free, they cost. Okay.
Yep.
So just
Got
let's
that right.
okay. This don't piss me off, StreamYard. Anyway, all right, y'all. Let me go on to Monica. Monica, the
Yes,
last but not certainly not least, let's talk about the Project So event, which you guys will be doing. And also, I don't know if you want to mention this part two, but it's up to you. I'll leave the floor to you to do that.
definitely. Thanks, Carmen. And all those projects sound great. So, the first up, we are going to be supporting Black Sewing Network with the wet bags. So, at Project So, we meet from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But on November 15th,
Wow.
we will be meeting from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but we'll be sewing the wet bags from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll be dedicating those 2 hours for assistance and all of that. So if you want to stop by for that, you can, and also stay for the whole day. And then also from 1 to 3, we are working on the Dress a Girl project. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and we are doing a community service project in November and December to donate dresses for Dress a Girl. So hence why Project So was going to participate. So it's kind of like sorority meets sorority and Project So support. So we'll be doing that on Saturday as well from 1 to 3, which is the Dress a Girl project. And then we have a bonus day, which is on Sunday. And that's free for anyone who wants to participate. We have about 6 spots open for Sunday. If you're interested, and you can just stop on by, and that will be from 10 to 2, just to come and help us get to our quota to meet for the Dress a Girl project. Now, we currently, for Project So for Saturday itself, we are almost sold out. We have 20 spots and we only have 5 spots left. So if you're interested, you want to head to my bio on Instagram or the bio on Project So to make sure to sign up so that you're in the building for that. For the Sunday event, you can just show up. Just show up, hit me a DM and let me know, because we already have a few people that will be there already. For supplies, we will be working to get some supplies for the event. And then we'll also, it's all cotton. All of the things that all of the other ladies have mentioned, it's all cotton, 100% cotton. So if you want to bring some fabric to donate, we would love to have that as well. Only thing I will make sure to provide are the zippers as well as the lining for the wet bags. That's what we'll provide.
Oh, that is perfect. So yes, yeah, people were bringing up, screaming and hollering about Atlanta in the chat. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all an update in a second. All right. So, you said y'all meeting on Saturday from 9 to 9, but what else do you guys do on those Saturday during those Saturdays?
So typically on the Project So Saturdays, we sew. It's open sewing from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can come and bring whatever project you want. Everyone comes with their stuff and gets a lot accomplished. We come together, we support each other, we help one another, we look at each other's stuff. Sometimes we do fabric swaps, we do pattern swaps, we have a variety of different things, but it's more about community and just open sewing and sharing. But for this November 15th event, as well as November 16th event, we're dedicating part of the time to the community service projects.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So Cree was asking about Baltimore. Let me bring myself to this. I mean, not Baltimore, Atlanta. Let me come to the front of the stage. So Shamir, who was unable to make it today, she will be hosting the Atlanta portion of the events. Shamir will be making, y'all will be making dresses for Dolls of Hope. I'm trying to pull up her email now. So I can read it. I think she has about 3 or 4 more spots available. Her email is Shamir. If you go to Black Sewing Network, events.blacksewingnetwork.com, you can get her exact email there. I'll try to drop it in the chat. But they'll be hosting the event from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 15th. Shamira is not disclosing the location. I think she might be having it maybe in her rec room or something. I don't know. She hasn't told me. But essentially, this year they're supporting Dials of Hope, an organization dedicated to bringing comfort and joy to children in need around the world. Dials of Hope has reached over 100,000 children, sending not only handmade dolls and bears, but also care items like toy cards and small treats to brighten their day. During the service event, they'll come together to create simple dolls and bears. You know, if you know Shamir, she loves a good memory bear moment. The patterns are free, beginner friendly, and will be provided on site. Even if you don't have sewing experience or limited sewing experience, and I think the same applies to all of our events. There are plenty ways to participate and join in on the day of service. We need people to cut. Listen, I don't like cutting. I don't like cutting. You know what I'm saying? So bring your cutting skills to the table. And yeah, so she's aiming to for 10 participants this year, and the goal for them is to complete 20 dials. So I feel like with 3 hours with 10 sewists, y'all can definitely accomplish that. Because in Philly we want to do 100 bags, but that's don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. And it's a beautiful opportunity to use your creativity to spread kindness and skill. So Shamir's email again is shamir.g.baloo@gmail.com. I will drop it in the chat. Again, I think she has maybe 3 or 4 more spaces. Y'all know Shamir is a good time, and she would love to have you all there. Okay. Just dropped it in there. I got fabric, Monica. Listen, you got all the fabric. Y'all got all the fabric. Send me the fabric. Send me some fabric. Anyway, so the next portion of this event, this panel, I really wanted to bring Dr. Jen on here, even though she's helping me tremendously in Philly. I want her to speak to sort of her experience, because Black Zone Network has done charitable initiatives before. Not in person necessarily, but I want her to talk about the impact of doing these sort of initiatives for groups. In her case, her school and her student population, because I think it sort of like speaks to the importance of us doing these sort of things. So, Dr. Jen, I'm gonna bring you to the table, girl. Okay, here we go. Here go my girl. Okay, get me off the screen, StreamYard. Here we go. There's no Dr. Jen. Here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, all the projects are phenomenal. I think that since the pandemic, the world has opened up through social media. And so that's really allowed us to explode in how we give, because we can use things like Amazon to send packages anywhere in the world, to support causes. So pre-pandemic, especially in the sewing community, especially here in Philly, we have done things like Quilts for Kids, which is located outside of Philadelphia. The pillowcases for cancer, and oscillate covers for the NICU. So we were able to do those. And in certain spaces, we would get together, similar to like how we're doing now, for the 15th, and donate those fabrics, or supplies, and then somebody would sew them. So it really impacts a greater community to be able to come together to, make whatever that project is, and to be able to share it with the world. With the Benjamin Franklin High School, I forget my own school, for the last 2 years now, going on the third year that I've been in Ben Franklin, we opened up this idea of supporting students who were displaced. So we try not to call them homeless, so we call them displaced. And displaced means that you could be at your aunt's house on the sofa, all the way to being in a shelter. And so our students needed basic needs over long breaks, like winter break and spring break, but especially winter because it's tied to Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, where gifts are normally given. And so in sharing with the Black Sewing Network that this was an initiative that we were doing and trying to extend and beyond our teachers who constantly give to our students every day, we were able to create a link or a wish list through Amazon in which our we were able to share it with Black Sewing Network, and the outpour was amazing. So, you know, folks reached out, they said, what do you still need? We took the things off the list that we needed. We still have pads and things like that for students now. So a lot of those are sitting in my office. My students come in whenever they need them. They're able to get those things that they need in order for them to be successful throughout the day. Food insecurity is a big thing as well. And so finding, unfortunately, not so healthy things, but things that could be instant that would last and have a longer shelf life, BSN was able to support last year with those food initiatives as well. But it means a lot to the school, it means a lot to the community, and ultimately it means a lot to the children. This world is not kind to our children. Our children are going through a lot. And so to be able to have opportunities to learn how to sew, or opportunities to get something that they need to make them feel more secure and safe is just, it's powerful, it's very impactful. And you know, I'm just so happy to be a part of this from a space where African American people and people of color are coming together to support, because usually these spaces would take place in white spaces. And so now, you know, I am willing to support in any way that I can, because they're taking space in Black spaces and people of color spaces. And I just absolutely love it.
And we love having you here, okay? We are so thankful for you. Is my mic muted? Am I still muted, y'all? Because I took myself off. Okay, thank y'all. Okay, all right. So yes, Nina adds in the chat how and where you can donate. So yes, as you heard, we do have an events website, events.blacksewingnetwork.com. It is in the description. I included specific links for where you can donate to the Pashi organization that Dallas, Philly, and South Florida are supporting. We are trying to raise $3,000 for the Pashi organization. So the sort of three pillars, or essentially what we're trying to do in terms of Pashi, which I can speak to because I volunteer with them regularly, is we're trying to raise funds, right, for their continued operations. We are creating a digital pattern for their pads as well as their wet bag, which they don't have now. And when we get together, we are doing the wet bags in Philly. I want us to do 100. I feel like we can do it. And we're also collecting fabric. So fabric donations, financial donations, as well as the donation of the digital pattern so that they can use it to train other people. I think we take for granted the fact that we have patterns and we have pattern makers in this space. And they're an older group. Dr. Jen knows who they are. They're like, you know, old like ladies in their like 70s and 80s. Such a fun group. And yeah, so that's what we're looking to raise for them. I told you guys, Chris is starting her operation from ground zero, and creating like sort of like she had to get all the sewing machines, all the, you know, supplies and stuff, because people on her island really don't sew. And the rest of the ladies, I know Bertha is looking for fabric donations, so you can email her. So again, we'll be speaking to a lot of this stuff over the next couple of weeks. Ladies, if you know specifically what you guys need, please let me know, and I'll continue to let people know in the BSN channel and across social media. Thank you for creating. Listen, yeah. So originally, I know y'all were looking at me yesterday because I did have like their pattern pieces, but I feel like the way that they kind of constructed it was confusing, so I had to kind of like re-engineer the fabric pattern, which is why I haven't gotten it folks yet. So the pattern will be going out this week, y'all. Promise, promise, promise. All right, so as we wrap up today, another reason I wanted to do this is because I wanted to provide the stage and a platform, use Black Sewing Network's platform to also educate and introduce these organizations to the BSN community at large. I'm a firm believer in collaboration over competition. So what I asked the ladies, can we end with, is to tell what is next. You know what I mean? You learned about the organization. You learned about what each of them will be working on for the day of service. But if y'all want this kind of thing to happen continuously in your respective area, listen, we've been doing the work. If it doesn't work with us, we can't expand. So I want to, each person to talk about like what is next for them and what's next for their organization and how we can best support them going forward. So Dr. Jen, I want you to talk about what you need from us from a quilting platform perspective, because we've been trying to get y'all into quilting, including me. I'm guilty too. But Dr. Jen, how can we support you, your current initiatives in the quilting community?
Just to show up. So for the quilting community, I try to go live. Somebody's pushed me over to make sure I'm on YouTube more.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm almost at 10,000. I'm almost at 10,000 on TikTok. So I'm trying to get there. But like I said, just to show up and show in the space and to try it. Quilting it's becoming a lost art, but we're trying to bring it back up, especially with younger people. So just come up and show up in those spaces. And I do want to say that there are a lot of quilt shops in the area, so just let me know and I will reach out to them if you need those cottons, because they owe me. So they can donate. So if you are getting stuck in any of your other spaces for needing fabrics, I can definitely reach out, and Web Fabrics in Virginia want something, so I may be able to support Baltimore as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Monica, talk about the upcoming initiatives you all have going on and how we can best support you as a community.
Yes, thank you. So at Project Sew, our monthly sewing dates, we're looking to expand possibly in other cities. In the past, we had wanted to do Maryland, but because of COVID, we were not able to. So look out for next year, 2026, for Project Sew chapter in Maryland. And then also for sorority, you all know we host our sewing retreats. So our new ones are coming up for 2026. The March one is sold out, but September we have about maybe 4 spots left. So if you're interested in coming to a sewing retreat, I think most of the ladies on here, except for Ashley, have been to and Mia have not been to a retreat.
Y'all
But
gotta go. Y'all have
yeah,
to go. Yeah.
we're looking to do that and some more community events as well as in-person events. And then back to Project So, and just for myself, as because I'm my own community, right? Within will be hosting a beginner sewing retreat. So look out for that, and that's ways to support. If you have people who are interested in wanting to learn how to sew, they can come for a few days to get all of the tools that they'll need to learn to sew. So really just coming together and supporting each other, that's the biggest thing.
So Monica, you spoke to having a Project So chapter in Maryland. So I think that's a good segue into how can people get their own Project So chapters in their own cities?
Yes. So they should definitely reach out to me on my page at That's So Monica, or they can head to the Project So page. I will actually be putting up a form on Monday for how you can go about starting your chapter, because there's a couple of things that we need to do. We used to have a Project So Atlanta chapter as well that was very well attended. But now that we're 2026, we got to move forward and kind of join forces and see how we can all come together. We've been going for 10 years and there are people who are all sewing all over. But again, like Diana had mentioned, and some of you, it's hard sometimes to get that community. So if we have an established community that we can get together to work together, then we can, especially one that has a name, then we can see how we can support each other. So reach out to me and then we can talk a little bit more about how we can do that and how we can work with our local city agencies. I work for a city here in the area. So Project So was started for free. And a lot of city agencies are looking to host and support communities like this. There are a lot of maker communities and places. Also, some makers communities do not exist, but city agencies are looking to have that. So there's some resources that I can share and how we can collaborate with other park and recreation departments or other sewing facilities that you can utilize.
Love it. Thank you so much, Monica. And next we have Diana. Hold on, Monica. One more thing. Hold on, wait. Sorry, Diana, girl. So, Monica, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are often afraid to start small.
Yes.
And can you kind of speak to like the fear associated with that and why people should kind of get over that?
You are my Sagittarius sister, because right before you switch, I was about to say, but then I said I was literally about to say, go ahead and start. when I started Project So, we started at the I started actually doing it at Joanne. It was just getting together because I had just finished learning how to sew and I wanted to connect with people that were sewing. So I was like, hey, can we just meet up for a few hours just to get together so that I can learn, we can communicate with one another, because it's a silo art that we do. And sometimes you just want to pick up the phone, but you want to be with the person in person to kind of show you like, hey, how would you do this? How would you do that? So we just started small, and then a few of us just got together as friends that were part of the class. And then because I work for the city, we were looking to have free programming. And it just so happens that hey, you know how to sew? Why don't you bring your group of ladies to come sew in one of our buildings for free? And I was like, oh, I get to work and do that. So I will say that there were times where it would be 2 people, it would be 5 people, it would be 30 people, or sometimes 4 or 5, but just start, because it does not matter, because you're building that community. So don't, even if it's just you and someone else, continue to show up, post those pictures, continue to promote it, and your people and your tribe will come.
Amen to that. Okay, Diana, talk about what you have coming up. I know the girlies want to know about South Florida Frocktails, in addition to your initiatives with SoFlo Connects. So let us know how we can support you as well. We want to know about the theme, okay, of South Florida Frocktails, and what upcoming projects you have going on. Because you listen, girl, you be busy. Y'all, if y'all ain't in Diana's channel, y'all are missing out, because she be dropping tea every day. Okay, go ahead, Diana.
Cocktail. Okay. South
I got
Florida
you.
Cocktails 2026 has been announced. The theme is Paris After Dark.
Oh, I
So
love it.
let's think
Wow.
romantic. Let's think um mysterious. It's going to be a fun time. So those of you who attended this year, we are hosting 2026 at the same location. The venue was amazing. It was great, so people liked it, and the owner wanted to work with us again, so we're having it at the same location, and it will be April 18 of 2026. So that's for South Florida Folktales.
And
Now,
go ahead, I'm listening.
go ahead.
I was saying, how can the community support you?
Well, the goal in all of this, like we don't do this event, or we don't organize these activities because there's any money in it, believe me. But the idea is for us to get together and build upon what we know, right? So I believe knowledge is power. So
Mhm.
the more people who have knowledge in what we do, and the more people who can connect, better it is for us.
Yep.
So South Florida Folktale is an event where we are there for a fun time. This year on Friday, we did a meetup, and this was the biggest thing we could have done. People were so excited. As we were sitting there, people were coming, and people kept on coming. And they had a chance to meet. Some people it was their first time attending, and they had the chance to meet the night before. So at the event, they were not alone, and they didn't feel as if, oh, I don't know who to go up to. So when these are happening in your community, what you can do is show up. Just like Jen said, the expectation in everything that we're doing now and what's to come, it's for you to show up. We want South Florida to understand that we are building this community for us. So you don't have to go elsewhere. It's always fun to go anywhere. Like, let me tell you, like, so with the retreat, who was I talking to? I'm like, these 3 days are my peace days.
Yeah.
Unless it's anything major happening in life, I will not negotiate attending the retreat,
Yep.
because it is my peace time, right?
Hmm.
So we want to create these safe space, like I say, where you can come and learn and ask questions and have a good time. So for the sewing event that we're having, the open sew and the give back to the community on the 15th, we are having some refreshment and some bites, nothing major. And there's plenty of things in the area if somebody would want to Uber eat something or order something, right? But the only thing we're asking is that people show up. Let's build that community. Let's come together and let's do it. That's all we want for you, actually.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah. So, listen, if you haven't been to South Florida Frog Tales, I've been twice. It's a time. It's a time, and I love Miami. You know, I'm a hot girl from the. You know, I'm of a particular age. We used to have a good time up in Miami and South Florida. So, I always enjoy your events. I feel like you know, Diana and Joe are the hostesses with the mostesses, and they're gonna make sure you have a good time. And I'm just appreciative of their friendship and, like, you know, good vibes, good energy. Y'all know I'm an energy person. So
Yes,
if you have not had a chance, you know, definitely attend. But they are definitely doing the work to build the local community because the Soas are out there. So if you know anybody in the South Florida area, y'all definitely get the word out, okay? All right.
absolutely.
Bertha, girl, what's going on with Baltimore Frog Tales? We need to know the tea. What's going on?
All right. So we don't have a theme yet, but Baltimore Frogtails is typically in the summer, either late July or early August. So just look out for announcements for that. Probably won't be announcing it until earlier in the new year. But yeah, expect to see a Frogtails for next summer. Also, in regards to other service projects, I have a couple things in the works actually with other youth organizations around the city. Um, just kind of in process. This definitely, like I said before, gave me the push to do something that I had been trying to or thinking about doing for a while, which is teaching sewing. I already teach dance, but teaching sewing, which is something else that I'm pretty much equally as passionate about,
Yep.
and bringing that to the community and kind of building up that community. So yeah, just service projects, frogtails in the summer. If you either have a group yourself that wants to get into sewing and they're looking for some sort of instruction or anything like that, or if you know of any youth groups that may be interested in learning to sew or having some sort of sewing service project, let me know because I will be more than willing to make arrangements for that throughout the year.
We appreciate you for that. Yes, Baltimore is my second home. But for those that don't know, I went to the illustrious Morgan State University in Baltimore City. Okay, so I have a special love and a place in my heart for Baltimore and Baltimore City. So yeah, definitely support my girl and support the Baltimore sewing community. We appreciate you all. And last but certainly not least, we have Mia Raining from Chicago, also my fellow HBCU grad. Yeah, Mia, talk about especially the trench coat solo. That's going on right now. We need y'all to participate. Okay, go ahead, Mia. Tell us what projects Chicago Souls has coming up and currently in flight. Why does it keep doing this? Hold on, Mia. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Hold on, Mia. Hold on. You're on mute. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
All right, there we go. So we're currently in our third year of our sew along. This year is the trench coat, and we just want y'all to participate. It's just fun. It's not a specific pattern. It's whatever you want to sew, whatever your interpretation is of the trench. You can even do a dress, a trench style dress, you know, or any kind of coat. We love seeing it all. It gives us an excuse to participate because we're doing it together. Although virtually, we're still doing it together. So this year's the trench coat, and it's underway, and we will be having our um, finale at the end of November. So you've got time. You've got time to get your pattern together, and you know we've got time to make that happen. If you've not jumped on our sew along bandwagon yet, please do. And as everyone else said, really just show up. More pointedly, for all of you that are watching, you can go right now to our Instagram handle, Chicago Sews. Go to our profile and sign up to get like notified. What is it? The bell? Like, is it still the
Yeah.
bell? That yeah.
Yep.
Click that little icon. All right. Just for the rest of this year. Get notified so that when we post something, you see it. Because what we really need is for you to spread the word. We need you to be our virtual beacons. We need you to lift your megaphone and just reshare or repost to your stories or whatever what we announce, because the more people that can see and the more people that we can reach with what we're doing, the better. And just for a short period of time, that would help us out tremendously if you too would put out and share to your pages, to your accounts, what we're doing. We're excited about 2026. We want to continue with our VIP Insiders program, which is really just insider members that fund us. Chicago Sales, as Carmen says, we have free events, but nothing is free. And the
Mhm.
way that we're able to put on these free events and keep the barriers to sewing very, very low and certainly not cost prohibitive is by raising money. And our VIP program is how we raise money. And really, it's just from people that say, you know what? I'm going to pay for a full year $100, and this is going to plant a seed to help you have the events, to
Love
provide
it.
food and drinks at the events. And in exchange, we have a virtual frock room that's open every Sunday for our VIP insiders. We've had exclusive events for our VIP insiders.
Oh
And
my
we're
God.
working to continue to build that by having also a VIP vendor so that local fabric stores in our area will offer discounts for our VIP members. So you get it back, you know. And really, when we would have our tip jars out, people would just drop money in. It's like they look around, they're like, we know it costs time, effort, energy to put this on. Here, take these $10, take this $1, take these 20, just take it, right? And what we decided to do was structure that giving around an actual program and a membership because they were doing it anyway. So we asked for
Yeah.
it all up front so that we could have a budget to work from, so that we could plan and make sure that we're executing against that budget to host really quality events. I mean, we're watching Sorority and Project So. All of you that have been doing it so well, we're applauding Black Sewing Network for your events that you've held this year, because we want to continue to grow and continue to improve. And we really need people to spread the word so that we can make those things happen. Yeah, so we're truly excited. I am coming to the September. As a matter of fact, I was over here typing on my phone, getting it on the family calendar because I'm coming to sorority. I'm coming to the
You
September
have to
5th.
go.
I've been
You have to
missing
go.
one of those 4 slots left. Lord Jesus, let it be there when we log off because I'm going to put my deposit and I'm coming. And I'm also coming to South Florida Frock Tales. Really, it's for you, but it's for us, it's for all of us. And we
Yeah.
love building community, and it's truly an amazing, the sewing community is an amazing community. It really is, irrespective of where you are physically. So just so happy to be a part of it. Again, we want you all to be our cheerleaders and our beacons and scream from the mountaintop all of the things that we're doing for a very short period of time. It will help us to continue to reach and gain visibility for the exciting things to come in 2026.
We love it. We love it. And I've dropped a link in the chat, y'all, to where you can find out more information about the Chicago Insiders program. So yeah, definitely check it out, especially those folks like Britt and Anna J. I don't know if y'all knew about it, but it's right there. So yeah, that's dope. $100 a year registration. Listen, BSN about to start registration fees too. Deal. Anyway, so no, that's awesome. Congratulations to all of you all for your success for doing this event. Again, I'm super appreciative of everybody on this panel and all you in the community that are supported, whether or not, even if it's not financially, through sharing the event. If you can't make it, like, you just never know, like Mia said, whose eyes can see whatever it is you're sharing. So continue to share, continue to collaborate, continue to, support those locally as well as, across sewing lines, sewing borders, state lines, country borders. So yeah, thank you all for sharing your updates today. For those that have not registered, definitely register at events.blacksewingnetwork.com. We've included a centralized location where you can register for all the local events, so where you can donate to the various initiatives. I'm going to update it with the information that was shared today. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Black Sewing Network, as well as Chicago Sews, Dr. Jen, Dr. Jennifer, I think it's G Hale Designs on Instagram, Bertha Made by Bertha on Instagram, 26 by Diana, or South Florida Frock Tales, or So Very Joe on Instagram, as well as That's So Monica on Instagram. Again, thanks, ladies, for joining me today, and I will talk to you guys later. Are there any questions? If you
Bye.
have any questions, send it to me offline because we out. Y'all know how I do. We over the 60-minute limit. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Thanks again for joining
Bye.
me. All right, bye.
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 Thanks, Carmen. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.